Hey guys, I'm going to talk you through your volume of Prism notes, kind of go through that with you in case you either miss class or you're just struggling with finding the volume of prisms. First of all, when we look at prisms, the first one we're going to look at are rectangular prisms. So when we look at a rectangular prism, remember that we have a length, a width, and a height of our rectangular prism. And on that length and width and height, that means that we have our base, which is our length times width. And then the height tells us how many layers we have of that. So when you find the volume of a figure, we want to know how many cubes would fill up that figure. So I would find the area of that two-dimensional base and then multiply it by how many layers we have of that base. So think of your base as being layered up. So in this case, we have a length times a width times a height. So 4 times 3 gives us the area of the base is 12 times our height of 2. So for any prism, you're going to take capital B times H, which is the volume. That capital B is our area of the base. The H, in this case, stands for height of the prism. So when we go through and look at this, we're going to go down and look at our rectangular prisms. So the volume for a rectangular prism is length times width times height. So we're going to take our formula, volume equals length times width times height. We're going to come over here and we're going to determine again, just like we did with rectangular prisms when we found surface area, we're going to determine what is our length, width, and height. So in this case, our length is 5, our width is 6, and our height is 8. So I'm going to take my 3 dimensions and just multiply them together. 5 times 6 times 8 gives me a volume of 240 inches cubed. It is really, really important to note, volume is cubed. Area is squared, but volume is cubed. So when we come down here to the few more examples, I'm going to take my length equals, width equals, height equals. So length is 7, width is 3, height is 4. And I'm just going to take those and multiply those together. 7 times 3 times 4 gives me my answer of 84 meters cubed. On number 2, my 3 dimensions are 3, 2.7, and 2. So 3 times 2.7 times 2 gives me my answer of 16.2 feet cubed. And the final example, again, my 3 dimensions are 6 times 1.9 times 10. So my final answer is 114 millimeters cubed. Now when you flip to the back, we have triangular prisms on the back side. So when we talk about triangular prisms, we are still looking at area of the base times height. But you have to remember that on a triangular prism, your base is a triangle. So for a triangular prism, we're going to follow the formula 1/2 base times height, where the first height is your height of your triangle, because that's our area of the triangle right there. And then we're going to multiply by the height of the prism. Excuse my phone ringing. I'm going to ignore it. So now we're going to look at the volume of a triangular prism. We're going to find our height of the area of the triangle times the height of the prism. So I'm going to take my triangle and I'm going to go ahead and go out to the side and draw that triangle. So it's 5 and 9.8. So I'm going to take my formula. I have my area of my triangle times the height of the prism. So the area of the triangle is 1/2 times 9.8 times 5. And then we multiply by the height of the prism. So remember that height of the prism is this number out here that connects your two triangles together. So I'm going to finish this out and say volume equals, I'm going to type that in my calculator. When I type that in my calculator, I get 98 meters cubed. Coming down here to number 1, again, I'm going to find my triangle. So there's my triangle right here. I'm going to come out here and draw it just to kind of help me pull it out. And so I see it's an 8 by, well, what is that measurement right there? I have to look down here to get it. It's 15 inches. So I'm going to use my formula now. Find the area of my triangle, 1/2 times 8 times 15, and then I multiply that by the height of my prism. So there's the height of my prism right there. I multiply by that number, that height that connects my two triangles together. The height is how many layers of triangles you would have going up. So when I type that in my calculator, I get 360 inches cubed. Number 2, I've got my triangle out here. So I'm going to draw it with a base of 8 and a height of 4. So volume equals 1/2 times 4 times 8. That's the area of my triangle, times the height of my prism. There's that 15. When I multiply that out, I get volume equals 240 centimeters cubed. So for the final one, again, here's my triangle up here. It's telling me my height is 7, but I need to know that base. So that base is the same as that side length down here, which is 13. So I'm going to draw that triangle, 13 with a height of 7. So volume, 1/2 times 13 times 7, that's the area of my triangular base, times the height of the prism, the 21. Final answer would be 955 5/10 centimeters cubed. Okay. Biggest thing to remember when you're finding the volume of a triangular prism, you find the area of the triangle multiplied by the height of the prism. So you do have two H's in your formula, and you have to know which H means what. But if you remember it as area of the triangle times the height of the prism, that will be a huge help to you. Hopefully this video was helpful, and thanks for watching. Have a great day.